Hi, I'm Monty with XS Sights, and today we're going to talk about removing a Loctited Glock front sight. Occasionally, for a variety of reasons, people will want to remove a front sight off of a Glock. When you follow our instructions and install it, you're supposed to use red Loctite. And it's important to note that ideally it's a one and done installation. You install it, you use it until the sight dies of old age, and then you replace it with a new one. I get it. I buy and trade a lot of guns because I'm always changing my mind as to what I like. So sometimes you need to remove that sight before it fails. There's a lot of different ways to do it, but what I generally like to do is I like to use a soldering iron, and I'm going to come in, my cord's a little short, and I'm going to apply heat directly to that screw head. And I'm going to let that go for a couple of minutes and let it get warm. What I'm trying to do is soften that Loctite up. Ideally, you're going to let it get it pretty warm to the touch. I recommend the use of our steel front sight tool. It works a little better than the aluminum for removals. Make sure it gets on the screw, and we're not going to get it hot enough to kill that Loctite, right? Loctite's not going to die at just warm to the touch. What I want to do is kind of soften it up a little bit. If I get it hot enough that it actually destroys the Loctite, I'm probably going to cause an issue with that tritium lamp. So it's just warm to the touch. And then very carefully, keep applying pressure until it comes loose. From that point, when installed the way I install them, there's plenty of Loctite. And you have a couple of options. You can find a handy dandy little punch and a hammer. I'm going to very carefully get my punch not on the threaded hole. I'm going to try and catch that solid piece of the sight and give it a little tap. And it pops off just like that. No more front sight. From that point, I would want to go ahead and clean everything before installing the new front sight. Generally, if I'm removing that front sight, I'm also going to want to remove the rear sight. Again, I decided to get rid of my Glock 19 and decided I wanted a Gen 5 Glock 19 or a 26, whichever the case may be. But I also need to get rid of that rear sight off of this slide to go on the new one. So we're going to move to the vise. It's important, if you notice, most vises have some checkering on the jaws so they hang on to stuff. We want to protect the slide, whether we use brass jaws and a piece of paper or some soft jaws, whichever one works for you. I like the soft jaws a little better. I'm going to get that rear sight as close to the vise as I can possibly get it. Different people have different ways of doing it. I like coming just off the vise just a little bit. It works a little better for me. I'm going to take a non-marring punch and hammer, and I'm going to give it a good solid smack. And as you can tell, that solid sharp smack was enough to shear that Loctite. From this point, and as you can see, I am not shy about using Loctite.
Thanks for watching the video, guys. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share the video with your friends. Also, be sure to be following us on Instagram and Facebook to be up to speed in all the new things that we're doing. If you guys want early access into some of those cool things that we're doing, make sure that you're signed up for our email newsletter. You guys get exclusive discounts, early promos, and like I said, insights to all the new things that we're doing. As an American-made, family-owned company, our mission is to empower the good guy to be more confident, self-reliant, and prepared through functional weapon upgrades. So again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.